July 5, 1943, Prokhorovka, Soviet Union. Senior Lieutenant Dmitry Loza adjusted his T-34-76's periscope while observing the rolling steppes ahead, confident that his tank regiment's 47 medium tanks possessed the firepower and mobility to crush any German armored resistance. The veteran commander had achieved 23 confirmed kills against German Panzer IIIs and IVs, while considering Soviet tank design superior to anything the Wehrmacht could field, another routine armored sweep, Loza remarked to his driver, Sergeant Pavel Antonov, as their T-34 formation advanced in systematic battle order, designed to overwhelm German defensive positions through coordinated mass attack. German tanks cannot match our T-34's combination of firepower, armor protection, and mechanical reliability that has dominated Eastern Front operations for 2 years. What Senior Lieutenant Loza couldn't know, what none of the 800 Soviet tank crews advancing toward Kursk could have imagined, was that concealed 2,000 meters ahead were 12 German Tiger Win heavy tanks, whose 88mm guns possessed devastating capability to destroy T-34s at ranges where Soviet 76.2mm cannons couldn't penetrate Tiger armor. Technological superiority that would transform systematic advance into mechanical slaughter. The mathematical reality was already being calculated in German tank gunnery systems that could achieve first-round kills at distances exceeding Soviet effective engagement range. Each Tiger I carried armor protection reaching 100mm thickness while mounting weaponry that could penetrate T-34 frontal armor at ranges up to 2,000 meters. What Loza couldn't comprehend was that German tank technology had achieved revolutionary advancement through Tiger development that rendered T-34 advantages in mobility and numbers irrelevant when superior firepower could eliminate Soviet formations before effective return fire became possible. Before we continue with this devastating story of technological warfare that redefined armored combat on the Eastern Front, I want to invite you to join our community of military history enthusiasts. Please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us document these crucial moments when technology determined battlefield outcomes. If you're fascinated by how tank warfare evolved during World War II's most decisive battles, give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who appreciates the engineering marvels and tactical innovations that shaped history. Now, let's continue with this sobering account. Soviet confidence in T-34 superiority wasn't misplaced optimism. It was statistical certainty based on 2 years of successful operations that had demonstrated Soviet tank design advantages over German Panzer III and IV models, while achieving favorable exchange ratios that validated T-34 firepower, armor, protection, and mechanical reliability against previous German armored forces. The technical specifications supporting Soviet confidence included systematic analysis of T-34 performance characteristics that had proven superior to German tank design during previous Eastern Front operations. The T-34's 76.2mm gun, sloped armor, and mechanical reliability had consistently outperformed German armored vehicles. The tactical doctrine governing Soviet tank operations emphasized mass coordination and systematic advance that had successfully overwhelmed German defensive positions while maintaining operational flexibility through superior mobility that German tank formations couldn't match during extended combat operations. Colonel Ivan Chernyakhovsky, commanding Soviet armored operations, had codified T-34 tactical superiority through combat analysis. German tank technology cannot match our T-34 design advantages, while their tactical coordination lacks effectiveness against systematic Soviet mass attacks that exploit superior firepower and armor protection. The combat experience supporting Soviet tank doctrine included systematic success against German armored formations while achieving kill ratios that validated T-34 design philosophy, emphasizing practical battlefield effectiveness over theoretical performance specifications that laboratory testing might suggest. The production capabilities supporting Soviet operations included systematic T-34 manufacturing that had delivered over 35,000 tanks while maintaining quality standards that combat effectiveness validated through consistent battlefield performance against German armored resistance throughout Eastern Front operations. The crew training supporting Soviet tank operations emphasized coordinated tactics, systematic gunnery, and mechanical maintenance that had proven effective against German armored formations while maintaining operational readiness that extended combat enabled through superior Soviet industrial support. Captain Alexei Berda, analyzing German tank capabilities, had assessed threat levels based on previous combat experience. Enemy armored vehicles lack penetration capability against T-34 frontal armor, while their mechanical reliability cannot match Soviet tank design that emphasizes battlefield practicality over theoretical sophistication. The fuel logistics supporting Soviet operations included systematic supply arrangements that maintained operational capability, despite extended combat, while German forces faced resource constraints that limited sustained armored operations, requiring complex maintenance, impossible under battlefield conditions. The ammunition allocation supporting Soviet tank operations assumed adequate anti-tank rounds for engaging German armored vehicles, while maintaining sufficient high-explosive capacity for supporting infantry operations that combined arms tactics required during systematic advance operations. As Senior Lieutenant Loza completed his tactical assessment with systematic confidence in T-34 superiority, he embodied Soviet armored doctrine that had proven effective against previous German tank designs, while expecting continued success against enemy forces lacking technological advancement. The stage was set for devastating demonstration that German tank technology had achieved revolutionary capability that would render Soviet tactical assumptions obsolete through firepower and protection, exceeding T-34 design parameters by unprecedented margins. Soviet confidence in T-34 supremacy wasn't theoretical assessment. It was battlefield reality demonstrated through 2 years of systematic success that had established Soviet tank design as superior to German armored vehicles, while achieving tactical dominance across Eastern Front operations through a combination of firepower, protection, and mechanical reliability that Wehrmacht forces couldn't match. The statistical foundation supporting Soviet confidence included documented T-34 effectiveness against German Panzer III and IV tanks that had achieved favorable exchange ratios while demonstrating armor penetration capability, superior mobility, and mechanical durability that sustained extended combat operations impossible for German vehicles requiring complex maintenance. The secret lay in systematic Soviet design philosophy that emphasized practical battlefield effectiveness over theoretical performance specifications, creating tanks that functioned reliably under combat conditions, while maintaining firepower adequate for destroying German armored vehicles through proven gunnery systems. Marshal Georgy Zhukov, analyzing armored warfare effectiveness, had validated T-34 tactical superiority through strategic assessment. Soviet tank design achieves optimal combination of firepower, protection, and reliability that German armored vehicles cannot match while maintaining production capacity that enables systematic replacement impossible for enemy forces. The technical advantages supporting T-34 operations included revolutionary sloped armor design that provided effective protection against German anti-tank weapons, while maintaining weight efficiency that enabled superior mobility compared to heavier German tanks, requiring more complex mechanical systems. More significantly, Soviet production methods had achieved T-34 manufacturing scales that enabled systematic replacement of combat losses while maintaining quality standards that battlefield effectiveness validated through consistent performance against German armored resistance throughout Eastern Front operations. Colonel Ivan Chernyakhovsky had developed tank tactics that maximized T-34 advantages. Coordinated mass attacks exploit our numerical superiority while individual tank capabilities enable effective engagement against German armored vehicles, lacking adequate firepower or protection for sustained combat against systematic Soviet advances. The armor effectiveness demonstrated by T-34 design included sloped frontal protection that deflected German anti-tank rounds while maintaining structural integrity that enabled continued combat operations despite battle damage that would disable less robust German tank designs. The firepower capability supporting T-34 operations included 76.2-meter guns that had proven effective against German armor while maintaining ammunition capacity adequate for sustained combat engagement that tactical situations required during systematic armored advances. The mechanical reliability that characterized T-34 design included simplified systems that functioned effectively under combat conditions while requiring minimal maintenance compared to complex German tank designs that battlefield conditions often rendered inoperative through mechanical failure. The fuel efficiency supporting T-34 operations included engine design that provided adequate range while maintaining mechanical simplicity that enabled field maintenance impossible for German tanks requiring specialized technical support that battlefield conditions prevented. Senior Lieutenant Dmitry Loza, analyzing combat effectiveness, had documented T-34 systematic advantages. German tank designs emphasize theoretical sophistication while lacking practical battlefield effectiveness that our T-34s demonstrate through reliable performance under actual combat conditions that complex enemy systems cannot sustain. The crew training supporting Soviet operations included systematic instruction in T-34 operation, maintenance, and tactical employment that had proven effective against German armored formations while maintaining operational standards that combat experience validated through consistent success. The logistics capabilities supporting T-34 operations included simplified supply requirements that enabled sustained combat operations, while German forces faced complex maintenance needs that battlefield conditions often prevented through resource limitations and technical complexity. The tactical flexibility demonstrated by T-34 formations included coordinated maneuvers that exploited superior mobility while maintaining firepower concentration that overwhelmed German defensive positions through systematic mass attacks that individual enemy vehicles couldn't counter. The production achievements supporting Soviet operations included systematic T-34 manufacturing that had delivered tanks faster than combat losses while maintaining quality that battlefield testing validated through effective performance against German armored resistance. By July 1943, T-34 operations represented proven battlefield superiority that had established Soviet armored dominance through systematic success against German tank designs, while demonstrating technological advantages that previous combat had validated through consistent tactical effectiveness. What Soviet armored commanders couldn't anticipate was that German tank development had achieved revolutionary advancement through Tiger design that would render T-34 advantages obsolete through firepower and protection exceeding Soviet design parameters by margins that would transform armored warfare. July 5, 1943, 14:30 hours, Prokhorovka battlefield. Senior Lieutenant Dmitry Loza's confidence evaporated as his lead T-34 exploded in orange flames 1,800 meters from the nearest visible German position, destroyed by an 80mm round that had penetrated Soviet armor like paper, while revealing the horrifying presence of Tiger III, heavy tanks whose technological superiority exceeded every Soviet calculation. Impossible penetration at extreme range. Loza radioed desperately as his second T-34 disintegrated under another Tiger round. German guns achieved destruction beyond our effective engagement distance, while their armor appears impervious to our 76.2 meters ammunition. Enemy tanks demonstrate capabilities exceeding all intelligence assessments. The systematic shock that followed challenged fundamental Soviet understanding of armored warfare. Each Tiger III displaced 57 tons while carrying frontal armor reaching 100mm thickness, protection that rendered T-34 firepower ineffective at ranges where German 88mm guns achieved devastating accuracy against Soviet formations. The technological disparity was overwhelming and unprecedented. Tiger tanks were engaging T-34s at ranges exceeding 2,000 meters, while Soviet return fire proved completely ineffective against German armor designed to withstand much heavier anti-tank weaponry than T-34s could provide. SS Oberscharführer Michael Wittmann, commanding Tiger 007, observed systematic Soviet destruction with professional efficiency. Enemy T-34s advance in traditional formation, while lacking firepower for effective engagement at optimal range. Their tactical doctrine assumes armor protection adequate against superior German tank technology. The psychological impact on Soviet crews was immediate and devastating as they witnessed systematic destruction of T-34 formations by German tanks that could engage with impunity, while remaining invulnerable to Soviet return fire through technological superiority that rendered traditional tactics obsolete. The armor comparison revealed fundamental differences between Soviet design philosophy and German heavy tank development. Tiger frontal protection exceeded T-34 armor thickness by 300%, while German gun penetration capability surpassed Soviet weaponry by similar margins. Captain Alexei Berta, surviving initial Tiger encounter, documented systematic technological inadequacy. German heavy tanks demonstrate firepower and protection exceeding our design parameters, while maintaining accuracy that eliminates T-34s before effective return engagement becomes possible through superior ranging and penetration capability. The tactical coordination demonstrated by German Tiger formations included systematic positioning that maximized armor protection while enabling optimal gun employment against Soviet formations approaching at disadvantageous range, where German technological superiority became decisively apparent. The crew training supporting Tiger operations included specialized instruction in long-range gunnery, armor employment, and tactical positioning that enabled systematic destruction of Soviet formations while maintaining survivability through superior protection and tactical coordination. Lieutenant Colonel Franz Becke, coordinating Tiger operations, observed systematic Soviet tactical failure. Enemy formations advance using tactics designed for engaging equivalent armor, while lacking capability against heavy tanks that render their firepower inadequate and their protection insufficient for sustained engagement. The ammunition effectiveness demonstrated by Tiger 80mm guns included armor-piercing rounds that achieved consistent penetration against T-34 protection, while maintaining accuracy at ranges where Soviet return fire proved completely ineffective against German armor designed for superior protection. The mechanical reliability supporting Tiger operations included engineering systems that maintained combat effectiveness despite weight and complexity, while enabling sustained engagement that tactical situations required during systematic defense against Soviet mass attacks. The communication systems coordinating German operations enabled systematic Tiger employment while directing optimal positioning against Soviet formations, advancing according to tactical doctrine that superior German technology rendered obsolete through overwhelming firepower advantage. The fuel consumption supporting Tiger operations included adequate supply arrangements that maintained combat capability, despite heavy tank requirements while enabling sustained defensive operations that tactical coordination required against systematic Soviet armored advances. The strategic implications of Tiger effectiveness included systematic demonstration that technological superiority could overcome numerical advantage when applied through tactical coordination that exploited German design advantages while negating Soviet tactical doctrine. By 1500 hours, systematic Tiger effectiveness had eliminated 14 T-34s, while suffering 0 German losses through technological superiority that rendered Soviet armored tactics obsolete against heavy tanks whose capabilities exceeded T-34 design parameters. The Steel Nightmare had been revealed through German demonstration that heavy tank technology could achieve tactical dominance through firepower and protection that eliminated traditional armored warfare assumptions while proving technological advancement could overcome numerical superiority. July 5, 1943, 1600 hours. The systematic slaughter reached its horrific climax as 12 German Tiger I tanks systematically destroyed the remaining Soviet T-34 regiment, achieving a final tally of 20 confirmed kills while suffering only minor damage to German armor. The technological massacre demonstrated overwhelming superiority that reduced Soviet tank doctrine to burning wreckage scattered across Prokhorovka's blood-soaked fields. Complete systematic elimination, reported SS Oberscharführer Michael Wittmann as his Tiger's 80mm gun claimed its 5th T-34 of the day. Enemy formations demonstrate no capability against heavy tank technology, while their tactical coordination collapses under systematic destruction that superior firepower achieves through optimal range engagement. The mathematical destruction was unprecedented and devastating. German Tiger tanks had achieved perfect tactical success while demonstrating technological capabilities that rendered Soviet numerical advantages irrelevant through superior firepower that eliminated T-34s faster than Soviet formations could coordinate effective response. The systematic nature of Tiger effectiveness included coordinated positioning that maximized German armor protection while enabling optimal gun employment against Soviet formations trapped at disadvantageous range where technological superiority became absolutely decisive. Oberst Hyacinth Graf Strachwitz, Coordinating Tiger operations. Documented systematic Soviet destruction. Enemy tank formations advance according to doctrine designed for equivalent armor engagement while lacking capability against heavy tanks, whose firepower eliminates traditional tactical assumptions through technological advancement. The psychological breakdown evident in surviving Soviet crews included systematic demoralization caused by witnessing technological capabilities that exceeded all training preparation, while demonstrating German armor superiority that rendered Soviet tactical doctrine completely obsolete. The crew efficiency demonstrated by German Tiger operations included specialized training that achieved optimal gun accuracy while maintaining tactical coordination that maximized technological advantages through systematic employment against Soviet formations lacking adequate counter capability. Senior Lieutenant Dmitry Loza, among few Soviet survivors, documented systematic technological inadequacy. German heavy tanks demonstrate capabilities that eliminate T-34 effectiveness while achieving destruction at ranges where our return fire proves completely ineffective against armor designed for superior protection. The ammunition expenditure supporting Tiger effectiveness included armor-piercing rounds that achieved consistent T-34 destruction through single-shot kills while maintaining sufficient capacity for engaging multiple targets during sustained combat that tactical situations required. The mechanical performance demonstrated by Tiger systems included engineering reliability that sustained combat effectiveness, despite complex heavy tank requirements, while enabling continued operations that systematic defense required against Soviet mass attacks. The tactical implications of Tiger success included systematic demonstration that technological advancement could eliminate numerical disadvantage when applied through coordinated employment that exploited superior capabilities while negating enemy tactical advantages. Staff Sergeant Heinrich Schulze, observing Tiger effectiveness from supporting position, documented systematic destruction. Heavy tank firepower achieves T-34 elimination through single-round impacts while enemy return fire demonstrates complete inadequacy against armor protection designed for superior battlefield survivability. The range advantages demonstrated by Tiger 80mm guns included accurate engagement at distances exceeding Soviet effective return fire by 400 to 600 meters while maintaining penetration capability that achieved consistent destruction through technological superiority. The armor protection supporting Tiger operations included frontal thickness that rendered Soviet 76.2mm rounds ineffective, while maintaining structural integrity that enabled continued combat despite concentrated enemy fire that would disable less protected vehicles. The coordination systems linking German operations enabled systematic Tiger employment while directing optimal tactical positioning that maximized technological advantages through coordinated engagement against Soviet formations approaching, according to obsolete tactical doctrine. The strategic effectiveness achieved through Tiger operations included systematic elimination of Soviet armored capability while demonstrating technological superiority that challenged fundamental assumptions about numerical advantage when facing superior armor design and firepower. The industrial implications of Tiger performance included validation of German heavy tank development while demonstrating technological advancement that could achieve tactical dominance despite resource constraints limiting Tiger production compared to Soviet mass manufacturing. By 1700 hours, systematic Tiger effectiveness had eliminated Soviet armored resistance while achieving complete tactical success through technological superiority that rendered traditional tank warfare obsolete when heavy armor encountered formations designed for equivalent engagement. The mechanical massacre was complete and irreversible, achieved through German demonstration that technological advancement could eliminate numerical superiority while proving heavy tank design could achieve systematic destruction that traditional armored warfare couldn't counter through tactical coordination alone. July 8, 1943. German Tank Repair Depot, Belgorod, Oberst. Hyacinth Graf Strachwitz surveyed the mechanical devastation afflicting his Tiger regiment. 8 of 12 tanks disabled by mechanical breakdown, fuel exhaustion, and transmission failure despite achieving tactical perfection against Soviet armor. His technological triumph lay paralyzed by the same complexity that had made it invincible. "We achieved perfect tactical success while creating strategic failure," Struckwitz admitted in classified reports documenting Tiger operational limitations. "Heavy tank technology eliminates enemy formations while requiring maintenance support impossible under battlefield conditions. Our technological superiority becomes irrelevant when mechanical complexity prevents sustained operations." The final statistics documented technological paradox that mathematics made undeniable. German Tigers had achieved 20.0 kill ratios, while suffering 67% mechanical failure rates that rendered tactical success strategically meaningless when heavy tanks couldn't maintain operational readiness essential for sustained combat. The strategic implications extended beyond individual engagements to encompass fundamental limitations of technological superiority, when complex systems required maintenance infrastructure that battlefield conditions prevented, while resource constraints limited production scales necessary for strategic impact. Adolf Hitler, reviewing Tiger effectiveness reports, acknowledged systematic limitations that challenged technological solutions. Heavy tank superiority achieves tactical dominance while requiring resources that prevent strategic employment. Our technological advancement becomes operationally irrelevant when complexity eliminates reliability essential for sustained warfare. The mechanical analysis revealed fundamental contradictions between battlefield effectiveness and operational sustainability. Tiger technology achieved unprecedented tactical capability while requiring maintenance support that combat conditions made impossible through complexity exceeding field repair capability. But the most devastating evidence was industrial. German technological superiority had created weapon systems requiring resources that prevented mass production essential for strategic impact, while Soviet mass manufacturing sustained numerical advantages that individual technological excellence couldn't overcome systematically. Senior Lieutenant Dmitry Loza, analyzing Tiger encounters during post-war interviews, provided sobering assessment. German heavy tanks demonstrated technological capabilities that eliminated tactical equality, while requiring industrial resources that prevented strategic employment. Their excellence became irrelevant when complexity eliminated sustainability. The Cold War implications became apparent as Tiger technology influenced tank development while establishing principles that balance technological advancement with operational reliability, essential for sustained combat under battlefield conditions that complexity often rendered impossible. The industrial lessons learned from Tiger operations influenced post-war armor development, while creating manufacturing philosophies that emphasized sustainable production over individual technological excellence, when strategic requirements demanded numerical capability rather than tactical perfection. The technological transformation that resulted from Tiger development included systematic recognition that battlefield effectiveness required balancing advancement with reliability, while acknowledging resource constraints that limited complex systems employment during extended operations. General Heinz Guderian, analyzing armored warfare evolution, documented systematic limitations. Tiger operations proved that technological superiority achieves tactical dominance while requiring industrial resources that strategic employment makes impossible. Excellence becomes irrelevant when complexity prevents sustainability. The psychological impact on German armored doctrine included systematic recognition that technological advancement couldn't overcome resource limitations, while acknowledging industrial constraints that made complex systems strategically ineffective despite tactical superiority. The educational programs that emerged from Tiger analysis included systematic study of technological balance, while maintaining historical accuracy that demonstrated limitations of complex systems when operational requirements demanded reliability over advancement. The memorial recognition honoring Tiger achievements included acknowledgement of tactical excellence, while maintaining historical perspective that documented strategic limitations when technological advancement exceeded sustainable employment through industrial constraints. The post-war analysis revealed systematic lessons about technological warfare that extended beyond individual weapons to encompass industrial philosophy, balancing advancement with sustainability when strategic requirements demanded mass employment rather than tactical perfection. At the 1993 commemoration of Kursk Battle's 50th anniversary, surviving German and Soviet tank veterans met for historical reconciliation. Strachwitz's former gunner addressed 200 participants with professional analysis. Tiger tanks achieved technological dominance that eliminated tactical equality while creating strategic irrelevance through complexity that prevented sustainable employment. Our excellence proved meaningless when industrial limitations eliminated mass production, essential for strategic impact. The assembly stood recognizing that technological superiority had achieved tactical perfection while creating strategic failure through complexity that prevented sustained operations essential for warfare when individual excellence couldn't overcome systematic numerical disadvantage. The triumph was indeed Pyrrhic, achieved through technological advancement that proved strategically irrelevant when complexity eliminated sustainability, essential for extended combat, while resource constraints prevented mass production necessary for strategic impact. In the end, what haunted those T-34 crews wasn't just technological superiority. It was the demonstration that individual excellence could achieve tactical dominance while remaining strategically meaningless when industrial limitations prevented sustainable employment of complex systems requiring resources that warfare made scarce. The Steel Nightmare had proven that technological advancement could eliminate tactical equality while creating strategic irrelevance through complexity that made excellence unsustainable when battlefield conditions demanded reliability over sophistication and mass production over individual perfection.